I write my movie reviews for new releases, I usually spend a couple hours after the movie to collect my thoughts and then set about writing them down. After watching No Way Home, I felt overwhelmed and overstimulated. I've never felt this way before after watching a movie. When Endgame ended, I felt relieved with an extreme sense of happiness. With No Way Home, it took me a night's rest to realize how incredibly sad it made me. Not because it's bad, but because of how emotionally charged the story was. Without going into spoilers for the first half of this video, No Way Home felt like a dream. Even now, while writing this video and even recording this video, I don't feel like I actually watched the movie. I hyped myself up for weeks on end, imagining that this would be the greatest Marvel movie ever to set to screen. And you know what? It wasn't. Does that make it bad? No. It is by far one of the best Marvel movies I've seen. But to see 20 years of Spider-Man storylines merge together felt incredibly surreal. There's so much to take in with No Way Home that I didn't have time to catch my breath. They handled the clutter of characters so well, yet I still felt overwhelmed. I think it was because these villains that I've worshipped for years revived on screen, knowing some have died, was simply weird, and I don't know why I didn't allow for the fact that it may take a little of getting used to. The No Way Home trailer does not prepare you for the ride you will experience. Nostalgia, when done right, can evoke many powerful emotions. I am happy to say this is indeed one of those times. Tom Holland's Spider-Man completes his arc of with great power comes great responsibility. This movie solidified that he is my favorite Spider-Man. I've never seen an emotional journey in the MCU quite like his, and my god, I still have not recovered. The villains were all amazing, but as you may have heard, the true standout is always Willem Dafoe as Green Goblin. The way his face evokes his viciousness, he's downright scary. He looks so incredibly good, and his fight scenes with Spider-Man may be some of the best I have seen. This was truly everything I wanted it to be. Now the rest I want to talk about will have to include spoilers, so this is your warning countdown. 3, 2, 1. So when I talk about how emotional this is, you understand why if you've seen it. Tom Holland's Peter is truly left alone at the end of this movie, and I really felt that. I still feel it now. The realization that I now have to wait years to see him on screen again hurts my soul deep. Seeing him go through the stress of being outed by Mysterio and the damage it causes to his friends and family was done very well. The lead up to Aunt May's death was heartbreaking. I did not see that coming. When he was telling her to look at him, I couldn't even cry because I was so shocked and saddened. Holland does so fucking well in this in showing the character arc of Peter and Spider-Man. To show his guilt and struggle over wanting to kill versus save is done with the subtlety of little facial movements. For him to realize killing won't bring him happiness, and still after all that, he needs to man up and realize that to save the world, everyone must forget who he is. Wow. Wow, man, that is powerful stuff. The last scene before the minds of everyone he loves are wiped, specifically between Peter and MJ and Ned, were fantastic and tender. Before I talk about the goddamn Spider-Men, I want to talk about some of my disappointments. I'm hearing a lot of hype about this movie, but no one is talking about the disappointments as much. I had a major problem with 3 of the villains, Lizard, Sandman, and Electro. Lizard CGI was poorly done. They clearly didn't have the money to finish his close-ups because he was always in the dark when he was speaking, and that was very upsetting to me. Sandman was a huge letdown because he was one of my favorite parts of Spider-Man 3, and to see him get the only being sand treatment pissed me off. I get it, you probably didn't want to de-age this man because it costs big bucks, but come on, even when they make him human at the tail end, it's just fucking Thomas Hayden Church from Spider-Man 3. It's literally a shot from Spider-Man 3. It didn't feel right to see that reveal, only regurgitated. And I know people are kind of hyping up Jamie Foxx's Electro, but they prove that it's the same one from Amazing Spider-Man 2. I can get over the fact that he comes into the MCU cool as hell with a fade, but where the hell are his dorky mannerisms and little quirks? He's supposed to be weird, not a rock star. These disappointments stood out to me. Other than these minimal villain complaints though, I was happy. Now for the big reveal, Andrew and Toby. It didn't feel real to see them sharing the screen time together, and it doesn't feel real a day later. Like, we all hoped as fans that we would get this, but something about actually seeing them was, sorry to use the word again, fucking surreal. Seeing Andrew pop in through a portal blew my mind. Then to see Tobey Maguire just casually walk through, who I haven't seen on screen for years, was simply mind-blowing. With such big stakes on the line by having Tobey and Andrew back while still trying to balance Tom Holland's journey throughout this film, they handled it extremely well. The banter between the three were hilarious, and yes, it was total fan service, but it worked for me. The action was flawless. Seeing the three work together and swing and pose over the moonlight was one of the coolest things I've seen in a long, long time. We got so many moments we fantasized about for years, and I guess that's why it just doesn't feel real. Andrew catching MJ was a touching scene that I wish we held on to for just a tad longer. Tobey catching the glider to prevent Tom from killing Goblin was such a great nod to his growth and a great callback to his earlier films. I'm still a bit flustered because there's so much in the movie, but these are the main points that I feel compelled to share. Sure, there are incredible multiverse shenanigans, great comedy, and exciting action, but beneath all that is a beating heart. The story of a kid who just wants to be with the girl he loves and protect his family and friends. Yet his responsibility to New York and the general population keeps getting in the way. And that's quintessential Spider-Man. No Way Home made me laugh out loud, held me at the edge of my seat, and gave me a lump in my throat multiple times. It's not Endgame level great, but it is pretty damn close.
Peter, you're struggling to have everything you want while the world tries to make you choose.
This is all my fault. I can't save everyone.
Tune in every Friday for new movie videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below what other movies you would like me to do videos on. Thank you, Mom, for editing the scripts for my movie essays. I appreciate you. Till next time, thanks for watching. Catch you on the flip side.